Hi, let's make your first name decal with Canvas Local. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you need to go to Canvas Online and there you can download the local version. And when you open it, you just log in with your online username and password. Why the local version? Because there are way more options in that version and all your fonts you have installed on your computer are working in this version. As you can see, you also can use in the local version the free projects from Brother. As you can see, I have a lot of fonts. These are my own fonts, so the fonts you will see here are the fonts you have installed on your computer. If you use a simple font, you are done quite fast. But I want to show you what happens when you use a scripted font. And the letters need to be connected to each other, and if you will see, if you use a script font, that is not the case automatically. You need to do one single thing to merge them together. That's just a function in this program, so don't worry. I will show you how easily it's done, but you have to remember to do it, because if you forget it, you will be disappointed when you have cut your name and see the cutting is all through the letters, and that's not something you would like. So let's zoom in so I can show you what I mean. Here we go. You see there are the borders that cross each other. Here, this is the one that will make the lines disappear. So remember always to do union. That's just one click, but you have to do it either way. Now I will copy this name again, so we get two layers for the decal. And we have a font function that will add a border to this layer, so it will pop out the name if you put it together. Here you will see the layers, and this is the function I was talking about. You can add as big a space as you like. If you don't like it, you will click on it again and you just adjust it. I will fill it just so I can see how it pops out. Now you see this is the top layer and the name will disappear, so I will drag it behind the name and it will show again. This is how easy you make a name to cut with vinyl. So it's really easy and it doesn't take a lot of time. You can even add a third layer and a fourth layer. It's just whatever you like. The way you want it. See, 3 colors is neat too. But then again, it's all your choice. Now we are done with the name and we're gonna export the file. Always make sure it's a VCM file. That's the file brother is working with. SVG will work as well, only in Canvas. You can only export in VCM and in a project, but that is the save button, and that is when you save it like a project, your machine will not cut it. So always make sure you export and not save, because that's just a way to work. If you want to know more about the ways how to export your files to the machine, just watch my other video where I explain it, how you can do it. In this video I will do it via a USB stick. I don't have my machine connected to the internet. So let's export this file and bring it over to the machine, and let's get. As a vinyl, you can recognize at the backing that's paper. When you feel it's paper on the back, then you know it's adhesive vinyl. When it has plastic on the back, you know it's heat transfer vinyl. So that's just something to remember. Adhesive vinyl you just cut like it is, and heat transfer vinyl you will need to mirror, but that's in another video. So here I'm loading the mat after I taped the vinyl on my mat. And what I love about the Scanncut is I can put my material on the mat everywhere I want, and I can scan it later and put the design exactly where I need it to be. Here I will get the file from my USB stick and will browse through the files I have on it to find the right file. As you can see, it goes very smoothly. Here we have the file and we can load it, and because it saves like you save it in the program, you need to get the layers from each other, but because it's so small we can put it on one mat and cut it at once. Here I'm scanning my mat so I can see where the final is, and in a second you will see it pop up on the screen and you will see exactly where the blue and the pink final is. Now I can drag it on the right place and I'm almost ready to cut. I cut my vinyl always on my blade on 1 and pressure -9. And what I love as well from these machines, every machine, every Scanncut does have it, is to add a test cut. And that's just so you see if you cut deep enough or not too deep. And it's just a simple circle or square you can add, and you can, like here, I drag it in the top where my design is not showing, and I will make a test cut to see if I'm having the right settings. And you don't have to do a test cut every time you cut. You can use the test cut when you use material or vinyl brands you haven't used before. Then it's smart to use a test cut. Here I will pick the corner of the adhesive vinyl and pull it up to see if the circle that was my test cut is sticking on the backing and the other vinyl is pulling up. As you can see, it cut perfectly. So I can put it all back and hit a start button, and it will resume the design and cut it. Now let's make the decal. First you start with removing the vinyl you don't need, that doesn't belong to the design, and it doesn't matter which part you start. And you can see that the name is a little bit tricky, so please pull it carefully so you don't ruin your design, and you remove all the vinyl in the letters you don't want to have. And this big pink ring on my finger is just a nail holder of silicone, and I use it a lot to weed my decals with small vinyl pieces, and I put it in there. This is some transparent transfer tape, very cheap, of a local store. You can use it as good as any other transfer tape. This is just a cheap version to use, and I use it often for small projects like this, and it works great. When you have more layers of vinyl, you start with the top layer to put on the next layer. That way you don't get bubbles, and you can put your design complete on your project. Like I put it on wood in this video, but you can do it on a tumbler or a lunchbox or whatever you want to put it on. And you see how easy it is with the transfer tape. You put it on where you want it, and you rub it on good, and then you pull the transfer tape off very carefully. And that's all you need to know for your first cut with vinyl. I hope you have a lot of fun making a lot of projects with vinyl. I love to play with it and make a lot. See you next time.